Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Jade Gemini. Tonight I actually wanted to go to bring you a video that I've been meaning to do for so long about a flashlight that I really like. So tonight we're actually going to go ahead and be just kind of jumping right in, talking about the Emisar D4V2. But before I go ahead and get into the heuristics of this light, let me go and get size out of the way to some common EDC items that you probably have or know of. So here it is with another common light. This is the i5R EOS, identical in size as well to the i5T EOS common Olight. So as you can see, it's actually not long at all. It's just as long lengthwise as this light. There is definitely a difference in diameter, especially at the head, but not bad. The next thing is the infamous, or famous, Pair 3 by Spyderco. Here it is open, and here it is shut. So as you can see, not that big. And in case there's a couple of you that have it out there, this is it compared to a Kershaw Launch 4. Kind of an obscure knife that not everybody's gonna have, but automatic, why not, right? So that's size comparison out of the way. So tonight, I'm actually going to be talking about what I like, what I love, what I dislike, and if anything applies, what is rubbish about the Emisar D4V2. So, first thing that I like about this light is I like its overall design. This light, there's a lot of companies that make really nice lights. Olight is pretty good. They're kind of like the Toyota of the flashlight world. They make just a normal, boring, reliable light, right? And they're nice. They're really nice. I love Olight. That's what got me introduced into the flashlight hobby. And their lights look good, right? They're attractive. They do different sort of things with their lightings. I really like the Emisar because it's a little different. It kind of reminds me almost like an older Olight, where it's just sort of more like a tool-tastic, down to business. You have this very simple pyramid style knurling. You have this knurling on the tail cap, the lanyard dude. You have tip up and tip down carry with the pocket clip. You have this sort of heat sink design here, also a nice little place to rest your finger, and this raised button. So that's the first thing that I really like about this, is just the design. It just sort of looks like a tool, right? But it doesn't look bad. The next thing that I like about this light is its size. It really does excel at the sort of everyday carry role, even though it definitely has some niceties about it that we'll go to talk about. It's easy. It's shorter than the S2 R2 baton, and not too much rounder. It is a little bigger, of course, at the head, but that sticks down in the pocket if you're carrying it, a mid down or lens down. So not bad at all. Next thing that I like about this light is it's actual like kind of ergonomics. Certain lights, when you carry them, just don't feel quite right, or kind of feel like you're pressing in the pocket clip. This almost kind of like a knife has like a finger choil that you sort of rest your hand up on and ramps down here and just sort of curves around really nicely, and then your finger sort of indexes on this heat, this sort of a aluminum heat sink looking fan here, this cool design. And then you have, of course, the button that you can either operate with the pad of your thumb or with the index of your thumb. Also, light is big enough that you can operate it with your pinky if you're holding it like this. It's a little weird, but it can work. So that's something that I really like. Is kind of strange when you talk about a round tube thing, but the ergonomics are really kind of nice to just use this and kind of enjoy it as a light. The other thing that I really like about this light is the output of the lumens. The lumens on this guy is kind of its big moment, right? It's really crazy cool thing. Sorry, I'm actually going ahead and going a little further here. But anyways, it's 4,000 lumens for this light that is the size of the, again, shorter than the S2R2. It's all the power you're gonna need and then some. It's impressive, to say the least. Turns night into day like that. So if you're looking for power, and also so much power that it just sort of beats, candela and meter distance and everything just into the pavement because it's just so freaking powerful, this might be the light for you. So those are all the things that I like. I like the overall design of the light itself. I like the sort of ergonomics and comfortability of going ahead and using it. I like the lumens of the light. Also, this one has a magnetic tail cap, so I do like that as well. That you can order with this, and the pocket clip. You can also get a deep carry pocket clip, which is like $6, and I'll be probably picking that up at the next opportunity that I can get. So that's all the things that I like. What I love about this light is, firstly, the user interface. So this light, which we'll talk about the next thing, but it has a lot of options. And that also goes down to the interface as well. Let me unlock the light. There is God mode. But yeah, the user interface of this thing is just wonderful in that there is so much customization to this light, and different ways that you can actually end up going ahead and using the light itself. And you can go as wild, but what I really like is mild, that I really love is as mild as you want. If you want to take this thing out of your pocket, and if you get a new one, click it 10 times, it puts it in regular mode from Muggle mode, which is the sort of safe mode of this. And then you could use it like your Olight that you know. You can moonlight, hold it, let go, hold it, let go, hold it, and then hold it again, and it'll start going down. Double click to turbo, 100, double click again to 200, which is mega turbo, the full 4,000 crazy town stuff. So in a lot of ways, you can use this very mild, like your Olight that you probably, sort of grew up on, right? If you don't like the constant stepped ramping that I do like, when it's on, 3 clicks, now, like an Olight, boop, 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 set lumens. So that's really cool too. It's like Burger King. As ridiculous as it sounds, you can have it your way. You can really customize this as much as you want. There's all these lights that I've been showing here, and I actually clicked it 4 times to get into safety mode, which is another thing that I do love for a light that is so powerful, or any light. I think it's ridiculous, the ones that you press and hold to get into safety, and then press and hold to get out of safety, because if it just is in a pack or something, and it presses and holds, now it's on, and then it starts ramping all the way up. With this, it's basically near impossible to go ahead and take it out, because you have to click it 4 times in succession to be able to go ahead and take it out of that mode. The other thing is there's so much more to this light when it comes to the user interface. You can increase thermal capacity. You can increase the different steps with the stepping, so you can only have 3, and maybe it'll go 40 lumens, then 200, then 500, then 4,000. You can do all that crazy stuff if you want to go wild, or again, you can keep it really simple. And if you mess something up, or I'm afraid you did, you simply barely unscrew, which is another active, physical safety as well, because this is just useless now. With barely a turn, cuts the circuitry of the light. So that's also a very, very safe mode as well. But that goes ahead and turns everything off, but you can barely turn it off, hold the power button, screw on, it does this flash thing, and now it's reset to factory settings. So if you mess something up, now it's here. The next thing that I love about this light is these little LED lights that you see are going off. I really like this because kind of like tritium, you can actually end up going ahead and getting this where basically you can set up lights that actually go in the middle of the night that are barely lit. And there's all these cool little modes in between. See, I just messed something up, so I'm gonna reset it, see? Because I'm talking, but basically I have it on red, because if a lot of people don't know, red is the easiest on the eyes to cut the night vision. I could set this on my side table, grab it in the middle of the night, know exactly where it is. Super duper easy. But also, when you put it in safety mode, it puts it as an auxiliary of this mode. Now this is the storm mode where it changes the colors, but I actually have it as bright red because then I can use it to like find a keyhole, or I'm going to the bathroom or something in the middle of the night, or need a drink of water, and I'm not using white light. So it's kind of like an auxiliary as well. And there's all these different colors that you're seeing it go through. So you could really set it up the way that you want it to, which as soon as I get done with this, I will set it up the way I usually like it since I've reset it. The next thing I love about this light is options from the factory. This light is crazy for that. If you get this light, it has a sort of Olight-esque TIR hybrid lens on it, where basically you have a soft hot spot, but it is sort of defined, and then it edges out, and then you have a sort of secondary layer of flood. Really, really nice for EDC. But let's say you want something different. Easy, $6, $7, you can buy a floody emitter. Take this top off, take out the lens, lens, put the floody lens in, screw it in. Now you have complete flood, where this whole entire thing is one big flood, right? Cuts down on the distance, but still, you can have it the way you want it. Also, they have thrower lenses, so you can have this powerhouse at 4,000 lumens and go all the way out to a crazy, very long distance with this. With a choice of a simple swap, and you can kind of swap it the way that you want depending on the role that it needs to be in. So if you are somebody who hunts, maybe you need a thrower on the weekend, and if you want to get it back to DC, easy change, 2 minutes, done, right? The other cool thing is this thing has different sized tubes, so you can actually go a little smaller with a pocket clip. And you can even go with the micro, which is like this big at 4,000 lumens, and really kind of have the size that you want. Now that one unfortunately doesn't work with the clip, but 2 of the 3 sizes does, which is really cool. Also, when you set this up, you get, hey, do I want it to have a pocket clip? Do I want it to have a raised guard, so it's even safer, or a flat guard like I have here? Do I want it to have a stainless steel head, or do I want it to have an aluminum head? Do I want it to have 12 different emitters, right? You can have this in super red and have it like Dragonfire, where the emitters are actually producing this crazy red, right? You can have UV. You can have it where you have OSRAMs that are these super monstrous throwers, W1s or a W2, right? You can have a Nichia in 219B, which is a great light that has a high CRI and a rosy color. Now some of those do, like the Nichias, get it down to 3,000 lumens. Wow, how weak, right? Still insane, just absolutely incredible, and everything in between. I recommend the one that I have. It's a Cree High XPL or XPL High V2. It's like a 4,000 lumen. It is a warm with sort of a yellowish hue, really high CRI, but still has the full 4,000, 4,100-ish lumens. So it's super powerhouse. So those are all the things that I love about this light. I love the fact that it's customizable both in the interface to be as wild or as mild as you want it to be, and it's also customizable in the physical package to be basically whatever type of light that you want it to be. The other thing I love is there are special additions to this. There is a copper, brass, and then there's a titanium that actually has titanium here and here, and this is actually copper, because titanium is not really a good conductor of heat, while copper is a superconductor of heat. Therefore, I'm not a big fan of copper personally, but I think it's a cool thing if there's like a scientific reason behind it, right? It's doing its job there, and it will look nice, the dual coloration and the patina that will go ahead and develop on that model. So just really cool things that I love about the light overall. What do I dislike about this light? Well, the first thing that I dislike about this light is, this is me starting out like the smallest nitpick. I mean, it's a little heavy, right, when you're kind of used to carrying lights like this, but it is a real powerhouse, and you're going ahead and getting an 18650 in here, so it lasts just bonkers time with the battery life. That's another thing that I really like about the light for EDC. Maybe every 2 months you have to go ahead and charge this thing, right? If you're using it more powerfully, maybe every 2-3 weeks, something like that, right? But let's back to what I don't like. So first thing, like I said, I don't like about it is the weight. The second thing that I dislike about the light itself is when you buy it, it actually doesn't come with a battery, which, and a charger. So when you buy this, you have to kind of do research, and this light kind of is a light that you have to research anyway. This is definitely I would say an enthusiast light with all the options and everything. Probably not the best light to get somebody who's just going ahead and getting used to lights and doesn't know what lumens are, or candela is, or a throwy, or a flood, or there's just definitely something that is a little more advanced, right? But when you get the light, it doesn't come with a battery or a charger. I recommend the Sony, or now they've been rebranded to Murata, which is owned by Sony. I recommend these VTC6. There's also chocolate Samsung batteries, and these are 18650 flush. These are unprotected batteries, but there is protectants built into the circuitry of this light, so you are pretty safe there. Also, you need to get a charger like this X-Tar charger that I have. This is the Ant MC1 Plus. It's a smart charger that goes ahead and goes up to, I think, 0.5 or 1.5 amps, and you basically set it in there. You can have one that's a full cradle that charges multiple of them, or like this cheapo, and they're probably about $10 to $11 on Amazon. So not too bad, but again, just something you have to put into the cost. $15 battery, and about $25 extra that you're going to go and be spending on top of all the options of this light that it does come with. Anything that's rubbish about this light? Not really. So let's go ahead and kind of wrap this up. This light is, on certain days, my favorite EDC light. The only thing is maybe its size, right? I've gotten into smaller lights like the mini pineapple, which is really small, AAA, tiny little thing like that, right? This is quite a different beast, but the fun and the versatility and the options and everything like that, and customization, I mean, really, this is just a champion of EDC. And when the thing that I also love about this that I completely forgot is the price is pretty competitive. You would think with all these crazy options, the crazy output, and build the light that you want and everything like that, that this would be some, $150 $40 light or something like that. But you know, it comes in right around like the $75, $80. And I know the Seeker 2 Pro, I think from Olight, is like $105. So you literally have something that's more powerful than that, more versatile, smaller. Yeah, and it's just a better light, right? Just point blank. So overall, I think, like I said, high praise at basically being my favorite overall EDC light when I'm in the mood for it. If I had to carry one light for the rest of my life, it would be a light with this type of interface. Maybe it would be the titanium version or something like that, but overall, just absolutely amazing. Also, if you like a tail cap, like I've been getting a lot more into, they have a tail clicky version, which is basically the same manufacturer, just under a different name. It's the Nakagon, I think, but it is called the KR4. So if you type in KR4 flashlight, you're getting the same interface, the same 4 lenses. There's also a cool upgrade that you can get with this light to really take advantage, because really this thing's kind of a bar trick. It's a little over powerful. So there could be something that is kind of interesting that, you know, in the future I'd like to upgrade and show you guys. So stay tuned for that. Overall, if you're thinking about this light, definitely do your research, know a little bit more about lights. You can always ask questions down below if you have any sort of questions about what, you know, and you're not sure. Or there's lots of great places like Discords and EDC servers and things like that that you can sort of start getting into and asking questions. And usually people are pretty friendly and willing to teach you as much as you want to know. But basically that's it. This is an amazing light. And if you think about get it, just, you know, do it. I think you really are gonna, you know, love it if you're okay with a light that is this, you know, size, which actually was smaller than I thought, because this is like way smaller than the Seeker, you know, 2 and Seeker 3. For this size, I thought it was gonna be, you know, that long or something. So if you do like content like this, please, it helps the channel if you do subscribe, as I am trying to grow my channel. And I can't believe, but I'm like 75 away from 1,000. Like that happened. That's so incredible. I also thank all my viewers for that, because you could be sitting right now watching so many other different content creators and you spent time to watch my video. If you do like it, also give a like, because it helps. And again, I love to go ahead and have comment and banter back and forth, any sort of questions or anything like that. I hope everybody enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your week and weekend coming up. Take care. Peace.